A monster producer is a legendary creature who combines multiple skill sets to dominate their market. Are you ready to dominate?
I believe everybody needs a good coach in life. Running a business can be tough. It can beat you down. We bring the motivation. We bring the structure. We bring the strategy. How do you explain your services? How do you work a selling system? How do you follow up like a machine? How do you extract 5.7 referrals from every transaction? Our number one goal is to get you a 43% increase in your business. And I want to show you how to be a monster producer.
I must confess that I feel like a monster.
Prepare yourself for a 43% increase to your business.
I feel like a monster.
Monster Producer
Ladies and gentlemen,
begins now.
I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach, and welcome to another edition of Monster Producer. We believe a monster is a legendary creature that combines multiple skills to literally dominate a market. Every month, I like to break down our big concept in Monster Producer. It goes to my online academy, and we like to break that down for people to really understand how Monster Producer can help them. So if you're out there, you're watching this in the online academy, or you're watching the replay with me in the private Facebook group, just know this. I believe that one of the number one things we all need to do is to become a known quantity in the world. Now, many years ago, I wrote a book called Person of Interest. I really need to update that book because there's new thoughts, there's new features, there's new concepts. So this month in Monster Producer, I want to break down the concept. How do you become a known quantity through the person of interest mindset, right? How do you become a known quantity through the person of interest prism, right? When I wrote person of interest, I'm like, man, I want to become a POI because I have some beliefs. The people who get the most attention get the most opportunity, right? The people who get the most attention get the most opportunity. The best products don't always win. The best marketed products win. 3, everything is based on one thing, perception. You can build that perception through certain key actions. So what is our goal? Become known in the world is about doing something bold. So you say, well, what's the problem, Coach? Like, I got a good product, I got a good service. Sure. When they made the movie The Field of Dreams, the concept was, man, if you just build it, they'll come. And maybe that's true in some industries. It's new, it's novel, it's unique. Like I'm building out a greatness factory in Nashville. There's a lot of things to do in Nashville. Just because I got a cool space don't mean I'm going to build it and they're just going to run in there and flock to it. Right? So what's my real problem? Obscurity. You are hidden from the world. Unknown. Your goal is to become known by everyone. They say that when Donald Trump ran for president, 96% of Americans knew who he was. That's known. You're not celebrated. How many of you are working with just low-budget people that you don't appreciate? And they don't appreciate you. You're selling to too few people, right? You understand the law of diffusion? The first 16% of people are people that are open and inviting to an idea. Then there's 34% of people that need to see it 3 to 7 times. Another 34% of people that need to see it 7 to 15 times. And then there's 16% of people ain't never going to see it. And just think of it this way. What if I said you don't have a talent problem? You got a marketing problem. Many of you don't have a talent problem. You got a marketing problem. So this month I started breaking down, like, what are ingredients of people of interest? Well, they got knowledge, but not just any knowledge. They got specific knowledge. They got skill, but not just any skill. They got specific skills. They got desire, but not just any desire. They got a big engine. They got confidence, but not just any confidence. They got contagious confidence. They got likability, which is high levels of energy. They got incredible connectivity, right? They got deep, deep, deep networks. And I could go a whole day on just how to build deep networks. And they got a free prize. And a free prize is something unique to them. So I want you to think for just a second. I want you to stop right there. And I want you to ask yourself this question. Is it true that I don't have a talent problem? I truly have a marketing problem. Okay? And out of the ingredients of being a person of interest, becoming known, because you don't become known until you have something valuable. You don't have something valuable until you go to work on you. out of everything, what am I missing? Is it knowledge? Is it skill? Is it desire? Like I just flipped a switch over the last day or two. I'm working on some big real estate projects. And it has occurred to me, I don't need all the money. Big time people don't use their own money to put together these real estate deals. They go and find other people's money. I've known this for years. Like, I've been around people. I used to work in an office space that had built all these big office complexes with other people's money. And then it just occurred to me, look, I met with my banker the other day, and he's like, well, your debt to loan ratio, like, you're worth this much in assets, then you have this much liability, and the bank can own you. Just because the bank ain't the only place to find money, folks. I had a realization, like, man, I don't need the bank. Like, I do, but I don't. So to me, it's like a switch was flipped. And it's like, hey, there's a real estate deal. We can do it. There's something you want to do. You can do it. You just got to go find the money. Other people have the money. So which ingredient are you missing? Because you may be telling me I'm not going to become known until I know what I want to become known for. T.D. Jakes said, I didn't set out to be famous. I set out to be effective. And in the process of becoming effective, I became real famous. See, the better you get, the more known you're going to become. The more known you become, the more your quantity, right? So don't think always return on investment. Think return on objective. See, I don't know why we miss this. It's like I forget it. It's like, hey, I got to go out and get attention from people. I got to become known. I got to get people to know who I am. So take a second right now and ask yourself these questions. Do you have a talent? Do you have a talent problem or a marketing problem? Number 2, right? What are your ingredients of being known? And number 3, what are you missing, right? Like, what are you missing as it relates to your person of interest score? Let's take a minute and work on those.
Flipped the switch. I didn't know what to expect, but it definitely did what it was supposed to. It flipped that switch.
Coach Burt is the real deal.
It's very impactful. You know, he looks you in your eyes and he makes sure he gets his point across.
When he's making a connection to you, the connection is real.
Love the fact that we were all able to come together, learn from one another.
He exceeded my expectations beyond my wildest dreams.
You know, I think there's a gear inside of people that many people have not found. There's a switch that has not been flipped. I'm writing a new book that's going to come out in 2021, and in the interim, we're putting together boot camps to test the ideas. This weekend was my first Flip the Switch boot camp, and it was incredible. The only thing I know to say, it was absolutely incredible. Think of it as success camp. Think of it as 24 hours with me on what I would teach myself if I was 20 years old again. Everything I've learned in 44 years of living. Incredible boot camp. Thank you to all the people that came. I can't wait to do another one.
All right, monsters, legendary creatures, all legendary creatures that are known first develop what's called a primary skill. And a primary skill is some unique skill set found and refined over a long cycle of time. It is used to solve a problem for another person. It adds energy when you're participating in it. The world rewards you for this. Could be referred to, as Dan Sullivan said, your unique ability. This is how you build demand. So when I wrote the book, I want to throw a twist in here, because when I wrote the book Single Digit Millionaire, people asked me how I went from a high school basketball coach to a millionaire, so I went back. I didn't set out to be a millionaire. I set out to build a skill. The skill was coaching people through the whole person theory. The skill was motivating, activating the prey drive in people. The skill was building world-class teams. So I found my primary skill, which I refined over a 10-year cycle from 20 to 30. I then used my skill to solve problems for one person. That one person told other people. Other people began to market and build demand. Demand turns into a network. A network becomes a tribe. Tribe then exchanges with each other. And then your person of interest score is enforced and reinforced. That's a hell of a formula right there, boys and girls. It's in the book Single Digit Millionaire. It's free on my website right now. Without the primary skill, you never build anything. Average skills make average money. Zuckerberg was a coder. Bill Gates was a coder. Go back and look at the people who got real rich. Jeff Bezos had a unique understanding of the internet and how it worked. It's one of the first pieces. Like Cardone was a salesperson. Milet was a team builder. Like, you go back and look at the people that made a lot of money, they had a primary skill. They had a primary skill. Now, So what do you need to do? You need to identify, if you're going to become a known quantity in the world, you need to identify your primary skill. You need to identify what you want to be known for. You need to evaluate your person of interest score based on incoming demand. So here's 3 questions I would ask you. Number 1, have you found your primary skill? Number 2, who would value that skill? Number 3, how do I market that skill? People of interest have a message. Typically, that message is bold, and they're not afraid of haters. I had a guy send me a Facebook message this weekend from Fargo, North Dakota. And we're running these ads right now that have been working on legacy selling. And, so people have been buying my legacy selling book. And he sent me a message that said we should use those books in bathrooms so people could wipe their hind ends with my book. And I'm thinking, what a moron, number 1. Okay, this dude I don't even know, right? So I looked him up. He didn't look much. Let's just say that. And he's sitting there banging on me on Facebook because I'm running a Facebook ad that sells a book. I mean, like, come on, man. Get a life, right? Get a life. Okay? Now, so POIs understand something. Get a message, man. Don't get a mad on toward people. Get a message. Get your own message. This goes back to the explanation of service. What do you believe? Why do you believe it? What do you do? How do you do it different? Who have you done it for? Okay? People of interest have removed any considerations. I like this. They will ask anybody for anything, anywhere. I was teaching my 7-year-old daughter this. We were at a restaurant at the Rainforest Cafe. Everything's nice over there except the food. And it really ain't even that nice. Come on, Tillman Fertitta. I love you, Tillman. I really do love Tillman Fertitta. But that poor restaurant. Good Lord. You're paying $25 for a kid's meal because the gorillas come on and start singing or start doing whatever every 30 minutes. It's crazy. Okay, it's crazy. But people are paying it. Now, here's my point. I'm trying to teach my daughter how to ask for something without consideration. She's like, I'm scared to ask the waiter. I need ketchup, but I'm scared to ask. I'm like, you got to learn to ask other people for things. People of interest have clarity of thought. Here's what I believe. Here's why I believe it. Here's what I do. Here's how I do it different. People of interest need a fight to be involved in. Now, when you're thinking about this concept, I also want you thinking, I'm going to become a person of advancement. People of interest that become known are people of advancement. Other people must feel that you're a person that's moving. When I'm in your presence, man, I get a feeling of increase. I'm building something special. I'm understanding the power of how you make another person feel. I've never been with a person of interest that did make me feel like $1 million. So what do people of advancement do? They create new things for the world. That's why I'm creating a greatness factory. Okay, they build something special. They codify their success. Okay? Now, I want you to think about these things. What are you creating that's special? What have you done that would help other people? And when we come back, we're going to get into the distribution of your message to the world. Okay? You got a mission. You got a message. You got to distribute that message to the market and get attention for that message. I'm Coach Michael Burt. You're watching Monster Producer.
What if you could be coached by 2 of the top coaches in America on 2 specific things necessary for your success? Confidence and comebacks. Confident people come into everything like there is no limitation. That we can do it.
Very good.
With you in my corner, with my confidence, there is nothing that we can't do. That's how confident people think. Insecure people see everything as a risk. They can constantly contract. Economy's bad, I contract. I would tell you contraction is very seldom the answer to anything. What you want to do is push out, exert. Now, please don't misunderstand me. Sometimes people misunderstand me when I say this. They think, are you saying I got to spend more money? No, I'm not saying that. Exert more effort. Exert more positive energy into the universe. Exert, right? Work your networks deeper. When I'm saying expand, I'm saying confident people come into every day and expand. Here's what I figured out during this period. In tough times, strong people get stronger.
All right, segment number 3, Monster Producer Podcast. I'm Coach Michael Burt. I'm breaking down a big concept. How do you become known in the world? Well, you're never going to become known if you do something average. You're never going to become known if you got mediocre skills. You're never going to be known if you're too shy. You're never going to be known if you don't want to face any rejection. You're never going to become known if you don't distribute your message to the market. So right here, I want to talk about frequency. Frequency and follow-up. People of interest have an incredible frequency. They got an incredible frequency. People of interest. Did you hear that? People of interest have an incredible frequency. They're playing at a high frequency. They're pushing out at a high frequency. They're creating content. They've got repetition. They've got role play. They've got testing. They're doing events. They're on social media. They're writing blogs. They got database. They're marketing and advertising. They're creating credibility indicators. They're moving, folks. They got a clear position, distributed daily. They're selling results. They got a consistency, and they got a circulation. This is why you would see me do events. Okay, snapshots. People look at snapshots of success. That dude's moving. That dude's a freaking monster. That dude's creating, going places, elevating status, circulation, doing deals, creating strategic partnership. They're never, ever static. So this is your homework assignments from this concept. Step 1, decide what you will become famous for. Step 2, get clear on your message and ask yourself, is it strong enough? Step 3, distribute that message with a freaking frequency. My 7-year-old daughter used the word freaking this week, and I said, hey, you're not supposed to use that word. She said, well, you use it. Freaking. Step 4, establish credibility indicators. You need a book. I can help you with that. You need a podcast. You need partnerships. You need circulation. Step 5, be so damn good every time they can't even forget you. Step 6, do something bold and inspiring. Do something bold and inspiring. If you're watching this, I've got several big things coming up in August. The $1 Million Mentoring Program. Flip the Switch is coming back in October. The Comeback Tour is coming in August. The $1 Million Coaching Summit is coming this fall. Guys, I got so much stuff. It's coming out of my ears on the ways I can help you become a person of interest. I'm Coach Michael Burt. This is Monster Producer. How do you become a known quantity in the world today? Because when you become known, famous, renowned, celebrated, you get to help more people on planet Earth. You guys have a great day.
I just finished the Monster Growth Boot Camp at my lodge, and man, was it probably the best boot camp I've ever done. People will tell you, when they get in that room, magic happens.
It's like going to a Bruce Springsteen concert. He gave us more than I was expecting. I went to a concert one time with him, and it was 4 hours long, which was unusual. Coach Burt put his heart and soul into this thing.
It's an amazing experience because he brings so much energy, so much passion, and he always gives 120%.
Being coached by Coach today was fantastic.
Coach Burt has always helped me maximize my potential and go just above and beyond.
Being coached by Coach is one of the best investments that I've made in my life.
Coach is intense, and there's really nothing like being in the room with him.
If you do not know anything about Coach Burt, he's the people's coach.
He gives you the encouragement, super positive. I mean, what's not to like?
The people were hungry, the environment was incredible and electric, the content was so rich and powerful. You see, I spent 2 days breaking down the entire Monster Growth system. How do you activate your prey drive? How do you explain your services in a world-class way? How do you generate leads through a selling system? How do you follow up like crazy? How do you become a person of interest? How do you extract referrals out of your current clients? For 2 days, we broke each part of that methodology down with real-life examples, practical frameworks, exercises for people to do. And people left there, man, on fire. It was incredible. If you get a chance to come to my lodge, spend 2 days with me. Let me break these concepts down. Monster Growth Boot Camp at my lodge, one of the best experiences of my life.